since we on the topic, let's look at the transfer portal real quick, and I'll run this by for y'all real quick. So, regarding the transfer portal, because y'all asked us earlier how we think the transfer portal is done, and just this week alone, these are the new transfers that have confirmed are coming in. So we got Donovan Hoylett. I'm going to say that's how it is, Hoylett. From the senior from Richmond. He's a defensive lineman. You got offensive lineman.
Kind of like Kenny speeding tickets.
Dang. You got Jesus Christ. You got offensive lineman Shaq McRoy, freshman out of Arkansas. Obviously, we talked about Jelani Thurman coming out of Ohio State. We got another tight end, Jordan Washington, redshirt sophomore from Texas. Offensive lineman Rowan Byrne from Clemson. Then we got LSU's kicker, Aaron Burrell. And we got linebacker Derek McDonald from Syracuse just coming in this week. They have confirmed that they're entering the transfer portal to come here. So we balled out there, and the only person we're losing in the transfer portal this week is D lineman DeAndre Robinson. So at least
we're also losing CJ Mims. I don't know if we put him on the list yet or not.
Oh, are we? I didn't see.
Yeah, CJ Mims is transferring too.
Boo.
LSU kicker has a huge leg.
He does. I've seen that one. I'm mad we're losing CJ Mims. I didn't even see that one.
I was real mad about that too. I saw that a couple of times. I just wasn't sure if you put that on the list yet or not.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know. I did not know.
CJ Mims is going into the portal.
Boo.
Even worse,
he's going to A&M. He's going to A&M. Dang.
You know, it's even worse. Ty White's going to State.
Boo.
That DB that's in the portal too. Yeah, he's going to NC State.
He's going to NC State. Whack.
Mm-hmm.
Nah. So can we talk about the fact that Max Johnson is going to Georgia Southern while his brother Jake is going to Auburn?
Hey. Apparently, the reason why our good guys are leaving is because our GM promised freshman guys starting positions. Lombardi needs to shut up.
I can see that. Lombardi needs to start making that mistake. I really can.
He said we have to fire our GM. He's so bad. Like he needs to stop talking. Is what he needs to do.
I definitely can see that. So you said Mims, and then who else we lost?
We said we got DeAndre Robinson. It looks like Isaiah Johnson, Xavier Lewis is in there too.
Oh, Johnson just confirmed he's coming back. He re-signed. I saw that. I have him on the re-sign. I have him on the re-sign today. He's our one re-sign because that is confirmed.
Gotcha.
But yeah, overall, I think we've done pretty decent in the portal this year. I honestly believe that we got ahead of the curve this year, and they ain't try that BS like they did last year. And they actually put effort in trying to get guys to come here. But I also think the reason why we didn't pull maybe as many big name disgruntled starters is due to the fact of our record. Because obviously some of those starters, yeah, they might be disgruntled at starting or like their rotational play, but they ain't trying to go to a trash program either. You know what I mean?
Staff don't know about him promising starting positions. That's part. So about that, Sloth, right? So the crazy thing about that is that's a part of that stuff where, you know, the parents were talking about a toxic environment for the players. This is part of the reason. This is part of the issue. Is you got one hand not even knowing what the other hand's doing. And the bad thing is the hand that's doing the stuff is supposed to be reporting to the hand that needs to know.
Why would I tell you what I'm trying to do when I don't want to tell you what I'm trying to do? I got to make promises and make underhand dealings. Why would I let you know about my underhand dealings? We're supposed to be one accord?
So I forgot to say, I don't know if you knew or not, but you know Gio's going to Wake Forest.
I did know that. I told you that. Remember, I told you that one.
Yeah, and Khalil Conley went to Appalachian State.
Gio going to Wake Forest. That's a sin. How? Gio, make this make sense to me, brother. Make this make sense to me. And I like you as a person, but we got to talk.
Kamori House going to Arkansas. Kennedy Uzama's going to Temple. Chris Culliver went to Marshall. Malcolm Ziegler went to USF. Javarius Green, Boston College.
Hey, Gio, how you going to go to Wake Forest in a game where you threw for 201 yards, no TDs, lost 28-12, and you want to go join them?
So that's why Thompson left. Yeah, and he's the highest paid GM. And happy that Gio lost a happy Gio going.
Hey, I feel like
Bryce Baker. We already know Bryce Baker went to Virginia Tech. Tyler Thompson was at Louisville. So a lot of these guys stayed in conference.
That's the bad part.
Devin Akram went to Charlotte.
They stayed in conference or stayed in state.
Connor Cox went to Virginia. Davion Goss into NC State.
Slaw said Bryce Baker is bad. He was off. I ain't gonna lie. So I'm gonna say this. I was on the Bryce Baker train, and because we didn't get to see Bryce Baker in game, I can't confirm whether he's good or bad.
Thompson told a reporter he didn't like the culture at UNC. I mean, it is what it is, bro. I can't even be mad at him.
Like I will say that, Sloth, because we ain't see him in full game speed. I cannot confirm whether the man was good or bad. But if a lot of people saw it in like spring training, like spring practice and whatnot, and it was just bad, then I can see why they came up with that solution. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, because like a lot of these big transfers are staying in the ACC. And even more unfortunate, we're gonna have to see them.
They want us to suffer.
But this is one of those things that happen when you're out here wasting talent because one, like Slaw said, you have a GM promising people starting positions that don't deserve it. And you're not paying attention to your actual personnel. I get that it's your first year in college, so you have a bigger set of people than you normally do for the NFL because you normally get a chance to just cut them and let them go and not have to think about it again. But the problem is here, you had talent that everybody else saw, but for some reason you couldn't see it. Baker impressed the NFL scouts when he threw. I saw some of his throws during, I think, some of the practices they did during the spring. He looked good.
That's what I thought. That's what I was going off of, which is why it surprised me that he never got any game reps towards the end of the season. Because even Newkirk got some reps in that one drive where he threw an interception.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just me, man. But transfer portal, it's been hectic. It's been crazy. However, it's all love and it's all gravy, baby. Because I do like the fact that Isaiah Johnson and other players have like re-signed and are coming back. So not only I like that because they're giving this another run, especially with Petrino coming in. You and I both know
they start, and most freshmen need to get a red shirt, which is facts. Freshmen aren't supposed to say D1 unless they are insanely good. I'm gonna say this. One, I agree. You can't go around promising that you're going to start, especially if we can't look at you and tell, okay, you're not Jeremiah Smith. We can't guarantee that you're going to be a true freshman coming in if we haven't seen you in pads at this level yet. So you can't just bring people in promising them things and then expect somebody else who's got skin in the game already and it showed that they deserve it more are going to leave. So Robinson wasn't that impressive this year.
I'm gonna have a caveat to this. I'm gonna have a caveat with that. When it comes to freshmen starting, I don't think you can guarantee freshmen starting as much as you could in the past. And the reason why I say that is due to the transfer portal and the new rules. Because remember, when you used to transfer, we've talked about it, you had to sit out a year. And now the transfer windows have been open and things of that nature. So you can be recruiting a kid who's like a senior about to go into your year, right? And you already know the portal window is closed. You already know who's here. You know who's coming back, so on and so forth. Your roster is more solidified. So because of that, you already know what receivers you got. So it's easier for you to say, hey, you're going to come in here. You're going to be a wide receiver one off rip. You're going to start off rip.
So because we know the GM told him to leave because they're paying freshmen good money to play day one. I was going to say, I don't know if you were here last week, Slaw, but we went over why Lombardi's going to be a problem. The GM is the reason why he killed this D line. We're not surprised because we just talked about this last week. Because they said some NIL agents were saying before that Lombardi is going in here and would go in with one deal, and then by the time they come back and talk to him, now he's trying to lowball them or change something up or act like he ain't said it, and then trying to strong arm people into deals that's not what you talked about. It's like, bro, you can't do that at this level. Especially just like my co-host said, like the way the transfer portal is right now, you can't do that. You cannot do that because they will up and leave you in a heartbeat. If you got a kid that's coming in, let's say transfer portal kid coming in, if the window's not closed, they will go back into the portal. They will turn right back around like this ain't happening.
He'll be like this. I'm in the portal. I'm out the portal. Oh, they can't guarantee that. I'm back in the portal.
Back in the portal.
Because to be truthful, it's like free agency in general. It's like, oh, how many times have we seen an NFL free agency? Oh, so-and-so is intended to sign with this team. Talks fell through. So-and-so is back available. Ends up signing with a whole nother team.
College kids talk to other kids, so the word spreads very fast. Absolutely. Through Twitter, through IG, all that stuff. Heck, even through just recruiting processes. Like most of them go to the same recruiting thing on the same days. So some of their visits are scheduled the same days. Like they just walk in, hey, I'm going to talk to you, tell you this is what I had going on. So I don't like it. I felt like they would overpay the freshmen and not have the money for the proven, which once again, that's not how you do business, period. If you have somebody with more experience.
How you do business, partner? You tell me. How we doing business? How we do business?
Because one, if you're trying to run this like the NFL, it's the same thing with the NFL. Why are you paying an unproven kid more money than the guy that you know has proven stats?
Because
you're not going to go out here and pay.
I'm paying on potential. What's wrong with that?
Here's the thing. You're not going to pay Shedeur Sanders more money than you're going to pay Max Crosby.
Why? I'm paying for the potential. I've already capped out what I see on Max Crosby. I don't know what Shedeur could be. Shedeur could be better than Brady. So what's the issue with me paying?
Because once you do that, especially if Max Crosby, he's been carrying your team up until this point. Let's say you went out and gave Shedeur a Deshaun Watson type deal, right? Max Crosby, let's say Max Crosby is leading the league in sacks. You know what? No, I'll make it even simple. Trey Hendrickson. Listen to this.
I couldn't even keep up the bit. Exactly. I couldn't even. No, because I can see it in your eyes. You got, hey, that's starting to trigger you just a little bit. Hey, that's.
Spent $10 million plus on.
Oh man! Hey, I saw that man start to go into that place. Like, hold up.
So the portal thing last year was, remember, their excuse was, "Oh, we just hopped in the portal late." What do you mean you hopped in the portal late?
Oh, we just thought they would show. Hey, not even. Hey, remember, they just thought people would show up once the announcement was made. Like, oh yeah, they'll come.
Yeah, you just thought people were just going to come to you. No,
a week and a half late. They got 1 week left in the portal.
Right.
Oh, ain't nobody came here yet. We actually got to go get them.
But right, the GM is the reason why we didn't get big names, because the way he was trying to do deals is like you're trying to do deals with NFL players. No, sir, these are college kids. This is NIL money. This is like money you're getting from advertisements. You're not getting the same. You're not playing with house money. Melcart's agent threatened Melcart would leave, from what I heard.
And I wouldn't blame him. The way he balled out, hey, that man got every right to sit there and talk. The way he balled out,
exactly.
I wouldn't blame him.
The way the back half of that season went for him, absolutely. I threatened him too. Because at the end of the day, once again, you have a Trey Hendrickson, Max Crosby situation where they're your defense. If Melcart would have left, you have now reset your entire defense. You have nothing really to build on. I'm not going to say like Caleb Cost and all them boys aren't good, but when you don't have a pass rush up, you don't have a D line.
No, I'm gonna say
and Melcart was your pass rush. Like,
no, I'm gonna say this. Your statement is right, but for a different reason. If Melcart leaves, that's a domino effect, and more people will leave, and that's where you come to saying you don't have a defense to start with. Like, is because I guarantee you, Cost would have stayed gone. I guarantee you, what you would call it, Leroy Jackson, he wouldn't have came back. Jaden Patterson wouldn't have came back. Like, that's a domino effect, and a lot more players would have dipped if Melcart didn't come back. Because they definitely would have said, "All right, we about to slide."
That's your leader. Like, what are you doing? Because what bothers me the most is you have too many guys. You have people like Lombardi. So we lost most of our good defense. We lost it pretty much all of our defense except 6 people. And here's the thing. Here's even worse. Before they left, we only had 5 guys on scholarship that were currently on the roster. 5. 4 of them left. Let's hope our GM learns from this and stop being rude to kids. Stop being rude to the kids, to the agents,
3,
all of that.
4. Pick number 4, my lord.
Because what he needs to understand at this point in time, especially when the transfer portal is open and recruiting is getting real hot, you have to realize that because of how the transfer portal is right now, the state of rosters in any institution is real fragile. So you have to give them something to believe that it's best for them to stay here.
I'm going to say this too.
If you don't, they'll like I said, they'll dip like that.
I'm gonna say this too, in regards to what Slaw said about the GM needs to learn and stop being rude to the kids. Remember how when they first came in, they said they wanted to treat this like the 33rd NFL team. They wanted this to be built like an NFL organization, so on and so forth. Here's the problem with that. By the time you get there, most of your roster is full of grown adults and grown men who have been in the NFL for at least minimum 2 seasons, right? Can you hear me? You look confused.
Hold on a second. What in the heck?
Y'all know why he looks confused? Let's play Dora.
I can't hear you.
Why can you not hear me? Because my mic is still up.
Can y'all hear him? I can't hear him.
Yeah. Hey, put a 1 if y'all can still hear me.
You can hear me though, right?
Yes, I can. Watch this because his headphone died. I'm putting money. It's because his headphone died. I'm putting money on that.
Yeah, I could just cut out.
Did it? We can hear both of you guys. Okay, so it's not just me. Word. Bet. Go to your settings.
That's so weird. I'll be back.
And he's got to be gone. Now he's going to sit there and struggle and do what he does. But, and I'll re-explain this to him when I get there. What I'm saying is the NFL UNC wants to be the 33rd NFL team, correct? With that, it froze my end for about like 10 seconds. Okay. What, his end or me? Did I freeze or did he freeze? Because I'm trying to make sure. Lord knows what he about to get into. Lord. But NFL 33rd team at UNC. UNC, oh, there he goes.
That was so weird, bro.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I know exactly what happened now, and I'm annoyed by it.
Did it switch to your mic again?
Yeah, but this time my computer switched to. No, here's it. My computer itself switched to my mic.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah,
Jesus. That's the whole computer just said.
That's why I was so confused. I'm like, what the? I'm like, what happened? You two said frozen my end for about 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's because I asked him. I was like, me, you, or both? He said it was both of us. But
so yeah, like that was like I don't know.
But here's what I was saying: when it comes to NFL, when it comes to UNC and everything, you know how they want us to be the 33rd NFL team, right? They've preached that, said they want to build the organization that way. Well, the thing with that, any NFL team, you've had players on NFL teams who have been in the league minimum like 2-3 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're grown men. They understand how the business works. So when the rookie comes in, it's not that many people. It's not that many people. Like, it's not that many rookies. So they could just be taken under the adults' wings. Like, hey, here's how business handles. Here's how we conduct it. Here's how shrewd the business can be. So they're understanding of that. You're dealing with high school students whose parents are involved. And one thing that parents are not going to let you do is screw over their babies.
At all.
They not even. And you'll have some of those parents who's like, hey, you made a commitment to this school or this program. It's going to be some highs and lows. It's not always going to be easy. Yeah, there's that for sure. For certain. You definitely got to. I don't like the kids who just run from something in the portal just because it didn't go exactly their way. Like exactly the way they wanted. I'm not a true fan of that. However, when you're like our GM, promising things that you can't back up, guaranteeing stuff that you know you can't guarantee, trying to lowball these kids on knowing that they're trying to make sure they get their worth, because now we're in the state of college football where kids understand I may not make it to the NFL. This is my multi-million-dollar opportunity right now. This is my opportunity at generational wealth. So if I don't make it to the NFL, at least let me get the most money I can out of college football so I can still set my family up good and do what I got to do. So when you try to lowball people in this venue and the parents are directly involved in their kiddos' lives, and not only that, these kids are influenced by their friends and their other peers because it's college kids. We all know how that goes. If you've been in college, you've been in that environment, you understand. Kids flock together. Broke, stupid college fun. Broke, stupid college decisions. If my homeboy leaves and he tells me, hey, yo, the situation's better over. If we go to a party and my homeboy leaves and goes to another party that we were planning on going to, and he already calls me up and says, hey, bro, the function way better over here than where you was just at. Pull up. I'm pulling up. Same thing for the transfer portal.
And like here.
Same thing for the transfer portal.
Here's the other thing that's really a big bother. One, as the GM, shut up. Shut up. Don't talk to none of them. But you know why? Because the person that should be bringing these kids into play is the person that's going to coach them. All you do is behind the scenes.
That's because they don't have financial literacy classes in high school or college, and they need them. They need them. I wish that was a requirement. I wish that was a requirement for high school and college to take a financial literacy class, because boy, that would help a lot of generational kids in general. I wish that was a thing.
Because at the end of the day, like, one, I just need Lombardi to not talk at all during any of these visits. The only time you talk is when it comes down to the money. That's it. Outside of that, it is in my high school. I mean, okay, question. Is it financial literacy, or is it that BS economics class where they teach you how to balance a checkbook? NFL, you mostly draft first rounders. College, you can recruit more than first rounders. Exactly. You recruit, like, just because they have stars don't mean nothing. We've already discussed this.
Balance the checkbook.
Because my school had that same class. That's why I asked.
He said, hold up. Is it financial literacy or is it balance of the checkbook? Like, I had one in
like,
college through my math class. Like one of my math classes in college, I'll always appreciate my Professor Johnson. Every math problem and everything that we utilized, he applied it to real world stuff like loans, interest, like every problem we had to go through, we always tied it to something real world so we could see how it made sense. So that way it was two-sided. It was math, but it was also financial literacy.
It was also real world money.
Yeah, it was real world money.
But like, because like I said, I think the econ class I took is like, yeah, they taught you money math, but they taught you like it didn't correlate well in my mind. I didn't understand it well. But back to what I was saying, like when you got guys that you're trying to bring into the institution, the GM doesn't need to be speaking to nobody, in my opinion, because you're not going to be the one on the field coaching them. You're not going to be you're not going to be doing none of that. Just worry about the books. Let Belichick and his staff be the ones to bring the kids here. Because I was just looking up something. So we should have had Jonathan Bibbs, who ended up flipping his commitment from UNC to UCF. And he just said because the energy was different. He said he went in, found a different level of energy going when he went to UCF to go talk to Scott Frost, as in when he was talking to Belichick and UNC.
Mm-hmm. Because
Lombardi's out here taking it upon himself to try to strong arm these deals, and it's not going to work. So, but the one thing I can say is that the staff is good developing defensively, something that didn't happen under Mac. Yeah, because Belichick and his son are defensive-minded coaches. Because I'm not going to lie, Steve Belichick has always been a decent defensive coordinator.
Hey. You know what we ought to do one day.
And Belichick has always been good at having decent defenses.
You know what we got to do one day. We gotta put the invite link in the comment section, and then like invite some of y'all up here just to give y'all takes real quick. Actually, I want to do that today. At the end when we do our Tar Heel takeaway of the week, we're gonna put the invite link in the comment section. I'm gonna we're gonna pick one of y'all to come up here and give your Tar Heel takeaway of the week too. I think that'd be kind of cool. What about you?
Just let them do their Tar Heel takeaway. That'd be the takeaways. We ain't even got to be bars. We'll let them do theirs.
Yep. We'll put 2 people to do their Tar Heel takeaways.
If 2 people join in, yeah.
Yeah, if 2 people join in. If 2 people join in, we'll do y'all do Tar Heel takeaways of the week this week. That's what we're gonna do. I'm with that.
Just remember, no heavy levels of profanity and stuff. So
like that's all I was saying. No.
So how did UNC let Kendra Harrison, the number 1 tight end, outstate the Oregon? Because once again,
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna tell you, hey, listen, Lombardi's a terrible negotiator. I'll do you one better. I can simplify it for you. I can simplify it for you in one reason. You're ready.
The number 1 tight end in the state, go to Oregon.
You want to know why? It's easy. 4-8, 13-2.
And on top of that,
like, what you mean?
And on top of that, if I remember right, Oregon's tight end just went into the draft. And on top of that, Oregon tends to have Oregon tends to have a very good history in getting tight ends drafted, especially since Dan Lanning's been there.
Like, that's all I'm saying, bro. Because I'm looking at it right now. Their tight end was their second best receiver. Actually, their top 4 receivers, you had Malik Benson, 719, Kenyon Sadiq, 560. So Malik Benson, wide receiver, Kenyon Sadiq, tight end, 560. Jeremiah McClellan, wide receiver, 577. Jamari Johnson, tight end, 510. So it was a well-balanced passing game over there.
And Dan Lanning's offense is very tight end friendly. Very tight end friendly, as you can tell by the numbers. So it was obvious. It was literally the best choice for Harrison at the time.
And not only that, think about it. Harrison couldn't have known that they were going to bring in Bobby Petrino at the time he made that commitment. He ain't know that was gonna happen.
And even if he did know, like he had a better chance of making sure that he got his shine in Oregon compared to North Carolina, because we don't know. So Deontay Neal, the best athlete in North Carolina, also slipped away because for some reason it's like, once again, it comes down to Lombardi again, because for some reason Lombardi thinks that he can just strong arm these players into coming to North Carolina, because you promise one thing when you first talk to him and then you change it to something else lower and think they're just going to be okay with it. It's not. These kids now have agents. These kids now like
along with that, bro. I got you. Along with that, you have to remember, Bill Belichick was brought in to change the culture and make UNC a football school as well as a basketball school, right? We know UNC is good at lacrosse. We know UNC is great at basketball. We know UNC is great at baseball. We know UNC is great at a lot of these things. Football was what they weren't known for since the 80s. Belichick was brought in his first year, it looked abysmal.
Oh, the number one tight end in the nation.
And he went to the school that was going to utilize him.
Yeah, he went to the school that was definitely going to use him.
He went to because he couldn't guarantee, after what he saw at UNC.
Yeah,
he legit was just like, even though HD is killing the program, what is UNC known for? Say what you want. UNC's known to have always a solid hoop program. Solid. Like, people still consider UNC up there. But because it has not been established that UNC is also a place for football again, like, you can have good football players come out of here, i.e. the Drake Mays, the Julius Peppers, you could have great players come out of here, but you ain't got a great program.
He wasn't going to lose that recruiting battle, no matter how much money it took. That's facts.
But you get what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Like, you can have great players come out of this school, but you're not. UNC hasn't established they have a great football program yet. So because of that, you're losing players like Kendron Hairston. You're losing a player like Deontay Neal, who we'd love to keep in the state. We'd love to have at UNC. But because we don't have a great enough program yet,
UNC would have got.
They're not coming here
soon enough. I think if Petrino was hired sooner than where he was, then yeah, we probably would have got that tight end, because at least then you could at least push the fact that, hey, we got Bobby Petrino, one of the greatest offensive minds in college football. Like, you could at least, that had at least been a negotiating point. Hoping Bill will turn it around. I think we're going to look different for sure. And like I said, once again, now that we have a competent offensive coordinator, because Freddie Kitchens was absolutely not it. I don't care who agrees with me or who don't. Freddie Kitchens was trash. Freddie Kitchens should never be an offensive coordinator for anyone, anywhere. It's a very close race when UNC has broke under Mac. True.